How's it going, everybody? It's me, Justin, aka Good Will Hunter, and we're going to do a video. I know it's going to be a little bit different than what I normally do, but I actually do modify a lot of the systems that I pick up that are kind of old school, like the Xboxes, the Wii's, PlayStation 2s. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to take an old OG Xbox, and we're going to go ahead and modify it with the use of a exploit on a file, a save that I have. And you're going to need yourself a copy of 007 Agent Under Fire for the original Xbox. Platinum hits. There is another version that you can get. Unfortunately, I don't have that version, but there is a specific number that's on the disc. If you Google it, it'll tell you exactly which game to get, but you need a sure thing is the Platinum hits 007 Agent Under Fire for the original Xbox. So you'll need that in conjunction with a save file that we have on this memory card to go ahead and install the custom dash, which will allow us to install some other homebrew applications. And ultimately, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the hard drive. It's got a stock 40 gig hard drive in it, and we're going to put 160 gig in it because we can actually, once we modify the original Xbox, we can go ahead and install the new hard drive and start backing games up that we legally own in our collection. So it's another way. I don't know if they, I believe they run a little bit faster, obviously, because they're stored on a local hard drive as opposed to optical media like a disc that has to read and then process. So that's one reason, and the other reason is it's just a lot quicker and easier if the game's already on the hard drive. We can also install emulators. We're going to install emulators. We could play MAME, Nintendo, TurboGrafx, Sega Genesis, all that good stuff. So definitely stay tuned to this video, and I guess we'll just kick it off. The only caveat to this whole thing is you need that file on the memory card. I'm only aware of 2 ways to get that file onto this memory card. One way is, I think, with an action replay for the original Xbox. You can actually hook the action replay up to your computer, and then you can access the memory card, dump the file in there, and you'd have it all set. If you have access to someone that has a modified Xbox, they can go ahead and copy that file onto this memory card. Either if they have a memory card that already has the file on it, they can copy it to another memory card and give it to you, or they would have to have a modified Xbox. They would have to FTP into that Xbox, locate the memory slot for the memory card that they have inserted, and then dump the file from their computer via FTP onto the memory card. So again, yeah, I know this could probably negate a lot of what you're maybe trying to do if you don't have access to any of that, because you really can't do anything. But again, maybe you can contact me. Maybe I can find some old memory cards, or we can maybe do something. You send me a memory card, I mod it, and send it off to you. But again, that's the only caveat, is that you need to have that file on a memory card. So again, have link or the actual file you need. I believe I still have it on my memory card, so I'll rip it off it. And I'm not going to upload it, but I'm sure there's links out there to it. So that's it. So let's hook this thing up, and what else? Am I forgetting anything? You need to have a working Xbox. The disk drive obviously needs to work, which with these older Xboxes, these things are tanks, but the disk drives were very prone to failing. So anywho, you're also going to need, I believe you're going to need a 1 second. So you're going to need a couple of tools for this as well. The two right off the bat you're going to need to remove the screws underneath here. You're going to need to get yourself a Torx screwdriver. I believe this is a T12. And also you're going to need a T10, because you're going to need to take out the hard drive. And this is for taking off the shell. It's a Torx. If you just Google like T10, T12, I believe it's a T12. This doesn't say anywhere on it what size it is, so I'm guessing it's obviously larger than a T10, so it must be a T12. But again, I'll leave all the God's honest stuff in the description below. And if this video isn't quick and cut to the chase, so sorry. I'm trying to do this on the whim, and I'm trying to just condense it all. I know I could have scripted it out, but that's not how we operate on this channel. So, all right, we have our tools. We have our Xbox. We got our memory card. We have our copy of 007 Agent Under Fire. We got our hard drive. Again, when we get to the hard drive, there will be some more tools. You're going to need a way of powering this thing while it's in, because you're going to need to disconnect the optical drive to have this thing and the hard drive still running. So you're going to need to have an external power source for this hard drive. So I have something, it's just a standard AC plug that you can power these older parallel drives. So when we get to that, I'll show it to you, but again, let's just hook it up and continue.
Alright, let's go ahead and power on our Xbox. Yada yada yada. You know, I've already went ahead and deleted everything off of the internal memory. Go ahead and see there's nothing on it. So I like always to start with a clean slate. So let's take our memory card that has the file, the exploit, and we're going to go, well, the save for 007 Agent Under Fire. Plug it in. Alright, there we see it. So you want to press down and press right onto the actual save itself. And we're going to go ahead and copy with the A button. It's going to ask you where do you want to copy to. Obviously, the only other internal storage is the Xbox hard drive. Let's go ahead and copy that. Okay. So now that we have it, we can just back out with the B button, back out again. Alright, we'll take out the memory card, and we'll just verify that it's on the actual hard drive. It is, okay. Agent Under Fire, that's the file, 490 blocks. So, let's go back to the main menus. Let's pop in our disc for 007 Agent Under Fire, the Platinum Hits version for the original Xbox. And we'll actually go ahead and run the exploit, which you need to actually start a game. So and we could just go ahead and bypass all this, go right to the, you don't want to actually continue, you want to start a new game. Come on. Come on. You can read that disc. Do 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 do. I actually liked playing this game. It was actually pretty fun. So select mission, because there's no actual saves on the hard drive except for the one that we put there from the memory card. Yeah, whatever. And this is the important part. You just need to kind of start the first mission, exit, and then load the actual file. And that's, I don't know how someone figured that out, but they're a genius. And this isn't the, actually, you actually need to, sorry. Actually need to be actually playing the game. Yeah. So just mash the buttons until you're actually able to move around. That's when you want to go ahead and quit. So we're going to quit. I'm going to quit. It's going to bring us back to the main menu, and that's where we're going to go ahead and select our save, which will then run the exploit. So hit the B button to go back. You know, you want to load a mission from the hard drive. and should be running. Oh, there we go. So now we are running the, I don't even know what this one is called, Avalanche Evolution Unleash X. But for the sake of this, we're obviously not in the Netherlands, English. So we're going to go ahead and back up the EEPROM. That's what you really want to do. So back up the EEPROM. And this is where you'll find the actual backup for your EEPROM once you're installed the Softmod. EEPROMs are very important if you ever should brick your Xbox. So back it up. Turn to the main menu. Again, English. Now we're going to go install the Softmod. Yep. So step one is you need to make a virtual EEPROM, so it's going to back that up. And step two, again, just highlight step two, hit the A button, and it's going to take a while again, hit the A button, and it should just load.
Come on, you can do it. This usually takes a little bit.
Alright, so once it finally does load, you'll be at this. It's kind of cool little thing. You can actually select the help. It'll tell you. So all the space above 8 gigabytes on the F partition. If you want to install anything above 8 but below 137 on the F partition and the rest on the G, blah, 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 blah. It's not, I don't have anything bigger than 250, so we're just going to install this, what is it, 160 gig. So that's pretty much it. It's just telling me that if it's bigger than 250 gigs, I should probably use NPatcher 57. Otherwise, I should probably just choose 57. No. Alright, so we're at the actual menu that loads after it loads the Softmod. You have two options, NPatcher or NPatcher 06 or NPatcher 67. The nitty-gritty is if you're going to install a hard drive that's above 250 gigs, you want an NPatcher 67. Otherwise, this one will work fine. So we're just going to choose that one. And I personally do not like Evolution X. For a dashboard, I'll just install Unleash X as my dash. And then it's going to scan to make sure I have the proper files on it. Pretty much, it's high enough. If yours is not high enough, you can, I know if you have, I believe it's Halo 2, it gives you the option to update the dashboard off the disk. So if your dashboard is not high enough, you won't be able to use this particular Softmod. But if you get a hold of, I believe it's Halo 2, or is it the original Halo? No, I believe it's Halo 2. It has the option to go ahead and update the dash. I believe it's anything that had the Xbox Live multiplayer, I believe had an update for the dash. But I know Halo 2 specifically had one. So it's going ape shit right now installing all these files, and then now it says I can turn off my Xbox and that the EEPROM will be located in the E/dashboard/backup. So let's turn it back on and see what we got. And always make sure to take your game disk out or else it'll boot right into it. Alright, so this is what it'll boot to. If you see in the lower right hand corner, it actually has an IP. It's not getting one because right now I don't have it currently hooked up to a switch, but for the next step we're going to go ahead and need to actually hook that up. So let's hook up the switch, or let's hook up a network cable to the back of it so I can get an IP address, and then I can show you via the FTP program what it actually is and how we can add games, emulators, applications to it. So stick around.